Hi, I wanted to put out a little information about renting or living on campus versus purchasing and living in the community. So right here at CSU, I got a copy of a couple of the bills recently to figure out what does it actually cost to live in campus housing. And so if we take their bill and kind of add in what just their housing costs, we get to roughly $887 a month. And they charge you for 10 months, so it's $8,870. So for one person to live on campus for a year, we're at $8,870. So let's go over here, campus housing. We're gonna put monthly up here. It's gonna cost us $887. We typically only have 10 months on campus, so that gets us to $8,870. So that's 1 year on campus, $8,870. So I wanted to then look at what does it cost to live in, let's say, 1625 West Elizabeth. So 1625 West Elizabeth is a 2-bed condo here in town, 2-bed, 1-bath condo. It's currently selling for, funny I didn't print that off on my fancy sheet. Let's see here, it's selling for $192,000. $192,000 for this place. So you'd have to have $40,000 down. That's a pretty big barrier to moving into West Elizabeth versus staying in campus housing. You don't have to have any cash down. So that's one of the reasons I think a lot of people choose campus housing is you don't have to come up with a down payment. But let's look at the other costs and benefits of financing 1625 West Elizabeth. So if we say that 2 people are going to live there and they're both going to have 887, so we've got 887 again, plus we've got 887 again, we're going to end up with roughly, I should have this in my head, right? $17,740. So there's our 2-year cost, $17,740 per year times 2 people. All right, obviously, if you're going to have 2 people, you're going to probably want to know the other student or have the ability to get a roommate, or one of those other things is going to have to be real, right? You can't just by yourself move into 1625 Elizabeth and have this math work out the way I'm about to show it to you. So it does take 2 people. So 2 people are going to spend $17,740 to live on campus for 10 months. So let's apply $17,740 to living on West Elizabeth. See what that looks like. All right, so $17,740. We're going to end up purchasing West Elizabeth, and it's going to pay for everything. It's going to pay for, that's the orange one. It's going to pay the principal. You're going to pay your principal, your interest, your taxes, your insurance. You're going to pay your HOA, and you're going to pay, I put a utility charge of $150 a month for utilities. All of that is going to add up to, where's my fancy number here? Oh, that's $17,740, 17740. So they end up, I picked this specific unit because it was exact, so I went with that. What you get now, so you spent $17,740 to live on campus, or you spent $17,740 to live at West Elizabeth. The benefit of living at West Elizabeth, other than it's your own space and you get to stay 12 months out of the year instead of 10 months out of the year, you don't have to move out in the summer and come back and switch. None of those things happen. It's yours, so it's your space all year. Here are the benefits. So you get some cash flow. So you end up with some cash back. It's only $487 for the year. Right? So you're gonna get cash back of $487 for the year. Not huge, but it's there. You're also gonna get savings. A savings account of $1,925. And that's for maintenance. So that's going to cover your refrigerator, your dishwasher, new linoleum, paint, those kinds of things. So those are the 2 benefits that are kind of easy to see. Let's look at the other benefits. So if I pretend that we're going to get 2% appreciation on this property for every year you live in it, well, that's, I changed my sheet here. I'm going to come down. Is this acceptable? All right, we're going to write appreciation at 2%, makes this property worth another $3,850 a year. If we pay off our mortgage at the regular rate, we're going to retire our mortgage at $3,350 a year. And then if we depreciate it, so we actually buy it as an investment property and we take the time to put it in in-service date and depreciate it over the 27 and a half years, this property would depreciate at $6,300 a year. So after you do each of those pieces and add it into, so let's say you had to spend that $40,000 up here, right? Spend $40,000 to buy this place. And then after you spend your $40,000, you add in the savings and you add in the cash. That's roughly a 35% return on investment. So you've saved enough money through these vehicles that your 40 grand invested is really like it was invested at roughly 35% return. The cash out of pocket's the same in both scenarios. You're going to spend the same amount of money. In this one, you have a $40,000 investment that's getting you a 35% return. Cash out's the same, but you had to come up with 40 grand and you get 35% return on that 40 grand. That's each year. So now let's fast forward 4 years at college, right? So you can see how these are absolutely gonna, I'd have to do another sheet up here to multiply everything out by 4 and give you a 4-year plan. But you can see that's year 1. If I'm gonna make 35% on 40 grand invested to pay for the same housing in 1 year, I'm probably gonna get all my money back by the end of 4 years, or more than all my money back by the end of 4 years. So does home ownership make sense for you as you go to college? Does it make sense for your student? Does it make sense for your family, your personal finances? I have no idea. But the math tends to work out pretty well. If you have some capital to invest, that you're gonna come out ahead at the end of that 4 years, well ahead, than you would have if you paid for on-campus housing, or if you just sign a lease for year 3 and 4 somewhere in the community. You're still gonna come out well ahead to have purchased that property and own it over that time. So if that's useful information, or you want more information about it, I'm going to send you my spreadsheets or run an analysis out for you. Whatever you want from me, give me a shout, let me know. Happy to be helpful.